I've travelled around the country and I can't think of a place I'd rather live.
I would make pints a bit cheaper.
It's just been absolutely wonderful and we've been blessed by the weather.
This is not Croydon. The Cronks, where I'm from, was recently voted the unhappiest place in the Big Smoke. Richmond, where we are now, has recently been voted the happiest borough and once the happiest town in the whole country. So, what makes Richmond so much happier than Croydon, just 16 miles away? Join us, Cronks Watch, as we investigate London's happiest borough, Richmond upon Thames. Richmond has some similarities with Croydon. They both have an old nautical themed pub. They both have a large stadium just outside of the town centre. In fact, Croydon's Selhurst Park was used as a stand-in for the stadium of Richmond AFC in popular football drama Ted Lasso.
I feel like we fell out of the lucky tree, hit every branch on the way down.
But that's about where the similarities end. So, what makes Richmond, a town where even the speed cameras smile at you, so happy? Is it the quaint historic shopping district with thriving local businesses, lush green spaces and riverside views? Is it the actions of the council, which organises a strong community volunteering effort and some of the best social care in the country? Is it the beautiful local landmarks and attractions like Richmond Green, Richmond Bridge and Richmond Park? Or are they just filthy stinking rich? Average house prices around here sit at nearly £1 million. That's almost double the going rate in Croydon. Some of the £1 million houses look out onto town centre alleyways, which have been described online as being lovely to walk down. You wouldn't say that in the Cronks. The statistics also back this up. Richmond has a crime rate of 75 per 1,000 people. That's compared to 120 in Croydon. Richmond actually has the joint oldest population of all the London boroughs alongside Bromley. A lot of young people are moving out. So much so that in 2024, Richmond Council announced it would be giving birthday cards to everyone turning 18 in the borough. How wholesome. As well as decent finances and a low crime rate, Richmond also has mad green spaces. The 5.38 square kilometre borough has more than 100 parks. That's compared to 120 in Croydon's 83 square kilometres. So, now we've established the leafy bubble of loveliness that makes Richmond happier than these good boys, it's time that we spoke to the people of the town to see what they have to say. My first question is, were you aware that Richmond was voted London's happiest place recently? And what do you think about that?
So it's Angela from Visit Richmond. We promote everything to see and do. We were really aware of that the local residents are really happy. We also knew that the property agency that actually did the survey as well, so we're delighted.
Of all the places that you could live in the UK, it's pretty good. I mean, we've got like that fantastic view on Richmond Hill. You've got the river. I'm pretty glad that I live here. I feel very lucky actually.
Oh, I definitely knew it was voted one of the happiest boroughs in London. I also know that it's one of the safest boroughs in London to live as well. My family and I have been here for about 20 years. We came here because I'm Aussie. I'm not sure you've detected that. My name's Felicity. Hi! And it just reminds me of Australia, actually. When I came here, everyone just seemed full of energy, very outdoorsy. I think the great thing about Richmond is all of the green spaces here, the green, the riverside, which sort of feels like a beach in the summertime.
I was aware. I've been living here despite my accent for 58 years. And I've travelled around the country and I can't think of a place I'd rather live.
Yes, I saw the news story and I saw actually some of my friends were interviewed for the kind of news story about it, and I'm not surprised. It's a beautiful place to live with the green and leafy. There's the river, there's so many things to do and see, and yeah, absolutely. I can't agree more that it's the best place to live.
What do you personally think makes Richmond so happy? What's the best thing about it for you?
Okay, well, we've got the river and we've got the park, so there's a lot of greenery around. That's one of the main things. However, I think that Croydon has a lot to offer as well. And one thing that you have that we don't have is the tram line. And if only you could welcome visitors with a Visit Croydon stand, I should say, that would be terrific. It would be great. You deserve it.
We've got incredible schools. So we've got the best schools in London. We're also only 20 minutes away from central London. We've got the longest stretches of River Thames. We're the only riparian borough to be both north and south of the river. And my favourite part is actually 80% of the borough is open green space. So Sir David Attenborough actually calls it the lungs of London. So yes, and he of course is one of our local residents.
Inside is London's own National Nature Reserve.
Well, I'm a bit biased, so I work at Richmond Theatre, so I love seeing theatre, and we've got so many theatres itself in and around the Richmond Borough, so you can see many plays, you can see musicals, so you have a night out in the pub, which is amazing, but you can also go see a beautiful piece of theatre at the same time, so I feel like it's great to have that balance.
The people! Yeah, the people are amazing. It is such a great community to live in. I don't know, sometimes I think, you go through school, secondary school and university and work and you make good friends. But when we came to Richmond and we had the kids and went through the school sort of setting, we made so many wonderful friends. Yeah, they are our family basically, so it does feel like a family.
Well, you can get into like central London in about 20 minutes. I mean, it's a little bit out of the way, like for a lot of places in London, but I mean, it's the best bits of the countryside and the city all like wrapped into one.
It's a good shopping centre. People talk about the 15-minute city, and we genuinely have a 15-minute city that everything is within 15 minutes. Great restaurants, pubs, shops, beautiful surroundings in terms of Richmond Park with 600 head of deer in it. We've got Kew Gardens very close by, within walking distance of the station. Everything within 15 minutes of the station is here for people to enjoy.
If you're in charge and you could do one thing to make Richmond even better than it is now, what would you do you think?
I would make pints a bit cheaper. But that's the whole of London, isn't it? Why can't we get northern pub prices in London? That would be the best thing.
Yeah, £7 something I paid for a pint earlier.
That's it, you see. If it was more like £3.50, that'd be great, wouldn't it?
It's the universal problem. Croydon has it as well. Everybody has it. It's public lavatories.
Nice one, brother.
To have more public lavatories. We do have schemes in Richmond whereby certain establishments are welcoming people to use the lavatories without needing to purchase anything, but it needs to be extended, and I think that's something that all boroughs need to address.
I personally think that we should have our police station back. So I'm also part of a local action group. A friend of mine, Barbara Lingle Elliott, and I set up together Mothers Against Muggings. So we had an issue here because we have so many visitors coming into the area that young people were being mugged here on the green and around the riverside, and the two of us came together and we actually go into schools voluntarily now and teach young people how to stay safe on the streets. And I petitioned the council and the powers to be to get our police station back. Our MP, Sarah Olney, has been absolutely amazing in supporting that initiative, and we hope that that will happen. I think our police do an amazing job and they should have their own space.
I think the only thing that would make it better is just to have more people to come and visit Richmond. There is amazing things to see and do in the borough, from the history and the heritage. We were home to Queen Elizabeth I, King Henry VIII. We've also Ted Lasso tours, so there's some incredible live music, festivals. So yes, please come. That would make it far better to share the beautiful borough of Richmond upon Thames.
So, now we've had a look at what makes Richmond the happiest borough in London. What can Croydon, the unhappiest borough, learn from them? Well, to risk stating the obvious, we're not Richmond. We can't bring in the River Thames or a Royal Park, and we've got about 3 times as many people. Plus, thanks to the actions of the council over the last 8 years, we're skin. But the Cronks is also the home of dubstep, London's Trams, Peep Show, Brit School, and Crystal Palace FC. Plus, we've also got plenty of green spaces of our own. So, maybe instead of spending £200 million on a failed property investment scheme and £250,000 on an app that was downloaded by 500 people, Croydon Council could regreen the town centre. Maybe they could start with the brownfield sites that have been left vacant by Westfield for the past 18 years. Maybe they could also invest in the borough's cultural heritage in a real way. For example, by not cancelling the Croydon Mellor Festival and investing in local businesses and live music at the grassroots level, instead of leaving it up to Box Park or Stormzy. Let us know what you think Croydon could learn from Richmond in the comments, or watch this video here to see why Croydon is so broken miserable. And as always, keep watching the Cronks.